Oh, hello, excuse me, sorry. Hello everyone and welcome to the Wednesday discussion, the Morse Decoded. I hope you're all feeling well. Unfortunately, poor Terry's not. Very bad cold. Hello Lecter, very bad cold by the sound of it, but hopefully a little chat will help Terry feel better. So, as I said, it's one of those episodes where there is, I think the big thing of course is, as we talked about slightly on Sunday, is Charlie Bennett, was he morally right? So what I have difficulty saying, was he morally right to kill the person that killed his wife? Or is murder, no matter which way you look at it. Was it Shipman, wasn't it, the chap he killed? I mean, personally, no. Even though he did 16 years for a murder he didn't commit, he didn't have the right to kill Shipman. But as I said on Sunday, I think because it was it justice? No. Justice for him, of course. As I said, he had nothing to lose. He didn't feel happy outside, so I think he'd be quite happy going back inside, though, as I think we said on Sunday as well, it would not be an open prison, of course. He would be going to maximum security, which wouldn't be as easy as where he was. It is morally wrong, says Carlin, but people can go crazy. Losing a beloved family member, losing a child really triggers revenge killers. Yeah, I think understandably, as I was saying, I remember some years ago reading, I think I mentioned it in Sunday, where a chap's young son, I think only 8 or 9, was kidnapped and raped and murdered. They caught the guy and they were taking him from, I think, one state to another in an airport, and the father shot him in the airport. I can't remember what happened to the father, if he went to jail or not. I got a feeling he didn't. So yeah, again, child being killed that young. As I said, I hope I never find out, but I don't know if I wouldn't react in such a way. But I think we did talk about this before, and someone quite rightly said, revenge is never a good thing. It just, the killing just keeps going and going and going. James, I can understand Charlie Bennett's feelings at all that time in jail, and then he sees who he believes is the real killer. Unfortunately, murder is murder. Very true, James. Just bear with me a second to get a hanky. Oh, not one there. Where's my hankies? Oh, sorry about that. Hello, Raylene. Welcome. Brittany agrees with James. I understand a lot, but still do not feel the action is right. No, I don't think it is. Yeah, as I say, Charlie Bennett, I wonder, you wonder if Charlie Bennett had not seen Shipman in the jail, because that's why Shipman, isn't it? That's why Shipman refused to go back to the jail, because he's seen Charlie Bennett's seen him. And so you wonder if Charlie Bennett hadn't seen Shipman in the jail, when he was released, would he have still tried to hunt Shipman down? Was it just seeing Shipman that broke the proverbial straw on Charlie Bennett's back? Is it possible if he hadn't seen him, he would have been released and then just led a normal life, or would he have hunted for Shipman, still looking for revenge? Did anyone get the anagram before Morse? Ronald Sherman was Harrow Manners. I didn't. No, I didn't. Didn't see that one. Carolyn, I remember the father, says Carolyn, in Inferno Serpent, angrily lashing out at Jeffrey Palmer character for injuring his daughter. Yes. More than just injuring, of course. Sexually abusing his daughter. And he killed the wrong person, sadly, the father. And now, I mean, his poor daughter now, no mother and the father going to jail as well. As much as people would feel sorry for him, I still think the father, unfortunately, from sins of the fathers, would go to jail. I think seeing Shipman, says Carolyn, triggered the poor man. Prison had broken him. Yes. Yeah, I think so, Carolyn. Though I do still wonder whether he would have wanted some revenge for the 16 years he spent in jail. But yeah, seeing Shipman, of course, as I said, just broke him that there was this man, bigger than life, there in front of him. It must have, why did Bennett run when he saw Morse in the market?
Did you get him?
Inspector Morse, are you alright?
What the hell are you doing out?
I'm allowed out.
And more importantly, why did the warden have to be called and Morse apologised profusely? Terry asked, why couldn't he just return to the prison? Yeah, I don't know why he ran, because he knew Morse. So I don't know if it was just sort of blind panic, thinking because he's been 16 years in jail, he's been conditioned in such a way that life is not his own. And he said he can't get used to outside, as he said. So maybe he just thought, he felt guilty about something. That's the best I could do as far as that. You're right, though, it is a bit of a strange one. Again, yes, why did I have to call the Diana Quick character the governor because of that? Yeah, it is a bit of a strange. It's a nice scene, because we do find out why Charlie Bennett likes Morse, because Morse brought him a cup of tea. As I said before, that whole thing, of course, breaks. Again, it's one of those times of many where Russell Lewis does not follow the timeline properly. Because, of course, in Endeavour, Morse makes Sergeant, I think, 6970? But according to the Morse, this episode, Absolute Conviction, Morse becomes a sergeant in, well, we take it this was filmed 91, 92, 16 years before Charlotte Bennett's caught. So what's that? That's 76. So 76 is when he's made sergeant in the Morse world. But in the Endeavour world, it's 6970 he's made sergeant. So again, Russell sort of ignores the Morse lore and does his own thing. But we know he's done that quite a lot. Still could have just let him return to the prison and no one the wiser. True. It's a strange kind of scene, but I forgive it because it's a nice scene. It's a funny scene, of course. Morse falling and then Charlie coming over, and I said it reminds me of Hathaway in Down Among the Fearful, when he crashes through the boxes with the woman tries to stab him with the syringe. It always reminds me of that. Well, I should say that Hathaway, when it happened in Down Among the Fearful Lewis episode, it reminded me of Absolute Conviction when Morse fell over those damn boxes. James, not sure I should be trying to help Russell Lewis. Go on, James. But perhaps Morse was demoted back to constable after a prediction that he inadvertently caused Thursday's death in some way before rising to sergeant again in the mid-70s. That's very good, James. You could, I'll put money on though that Russell wouldn't think of that. That's damn good, James. That's good thinking. Yeah, my prediction being, of course, that Thursday dies Endeavour blames himself, and it's very true. Maybe he does do something that causes thirst, and so it's good, James. I said you are pulling Russell's bits out of the fire there by saying that, because I'm sure if you asked him, he would say, I don't know. But yeah, I like that, James. Carolyn, I liked many parts of this episode. I loved the choir scene. Yes, that was nice to see. It's nice to see Barrington being the conductor, and it's nice to see Morse in a choir again. It would be nice to see it. I've seen that more often. Beautiful music in addition to Barrington cameo and Morse connecting with Diana Quick's character. Absolutely. And it's a scene that shows how reserved and shy Morse is. He almost feels like he's been caught out, been found out that he does sing in a choir. Yes, James should write, because it said that's a, as I said, I bet your bottom dollar Russell would never have thought of that. Hello, Candice, welcome. Really, would Morse stay a policeman though if that scenario happened? I think only really if it wasn't Morse's fault that Thursday dies, but in some way he takes responsibility for it, and as James said, he's demoted maybe, but I see what you mean. If he had done something so bad to be demoted that caused the death of Thursday, would he still be kept as a police officer? Yeah, it's a bit, I see where you're going there. Really, it's true, possibly he wouldn't. But as James says, we're trying to make excuses for Russell here and why he continually ignores the Morse lore at times. Fresh chat. Lies and lawyers, that's it. Morse was unimpressed with Cheetham, even called him Lewis by mistake. He did. Yes, I like that. And then that sort of double take. He does it, Cheetham. Doesn't say sorry, Cheetham, but he just he looks at Cheetham to say, I'm so used to having Lewis beside me, not somebody else. James, interesting dynamic in this episode, says James. With the arrival of Cheetham, both Morse and Lewis are eventually relieved to see the back of him. A bit too ambitious for the pair of them. He is. You can see Cheetham eventually going to London and being a police officer there. And you have to imagine with his help in this case, he may even get promoted as well. Jib Broadbent says Masonic did a good job playing his character. He's a good actor, Jib Broadbent. He really is. Of course, went on to bigger things after this. Went to Hollywood, did very well. Does a very passable American accent. Makes you wonder if he's evil, a sociopath, or a broken man who's been wrong regarding his conviction. Now, I think he's a broken man, Masonic. I don't think he's a sociopath or evil. He's just a man who's been wronged. And we were saying earlier, Masonic, that it's possible if you hadn't seen Shipman in the prison, bringing material to Bailey, that he wouldn't have killed him, that he would have left prison and just led a normal life. But we were saying earlier that's probably he just seen Shipman in the prison bringing that material to Bailey, and he snapped. He couldn't believe he was seeing the man that murdered his wife. Why was this episode called Absolute Conviction? I'm assuming it's a pun, of course. I've been in a prison. The Absolute Conviction. I suppose you could see Charlie Bennett had absolute conviction that he had to murder Shipman. The three fraudsters had absolute conviction that they got away with it and they're going to get the money. You had absolute conviction of Thornton and God and wanting to repent and return the money. So I think it's just a mixture of just all those sort of different puns and plays on words.
Another thing to fall. I'm not denying that the jury passing on the prisoner's life may in the sworn 12...
I love Colin's eyebrow acting. I wonder why he did that. was it unintentional? Was it just a sort of thing he didn't realise he was doing? Or what? I don't know. It's rather strange. Maybe he just did it to get noticed. Because there's that thing about, they say about Steve Mc... Thank you everyone. Have a lovely rest of the week and weekend. And hopefully I'll see you on Sunday. Take care. Good night.